Hello artists, welcome to Collage Level D. I am super excited about this level because we are going 3D. We are building flat paper into three-dimensional, fun, crazy objects. Let's get started. In front of me, like always, I have an experiment paper in my sketchbook going. Let's move us up here so we're not off the table, Mrs. Nichols. And I'm going to put my name at the top, and then I'm at collage and I'm on level D. All right, step one right here at the top, and then I'm just going to make a line here and put a 2 so I don't forget. All right, let's take a look at our levels sheet to see what we're up to today. So today, D, create. I can create 3D textures. Ooh, I can create in layers, background and foreground. Ooh, I remember that from the last level, background and foreground. And then I can add details to my collage with other media when it's dry. Okay, here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start thinking about going up. So we can kind of see here, I'm going to turn this just a bit, that these papers were once flat strips and now they're three-dimensional. I'm going to show you just 3 different folds here, and then the other kinds of folds that you decide to do are up to you, how you create. All right, so experiment. Here we go. In my box of papers, I can have 3 papers again, but this time I don't want small, medium, and large papers like normal. I don't want to get one size in each color. What I want to do is I want to find these ones that are these longer strips. These will be perfect for this experiment page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find 3 colors of the long strips. 3 colors of the long strips. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut long strips. I'm going to cut them down. So I don't need it to be this thick. I need to cut it down. I can either, if I'm feeling comfortable, I can just go ahead and just cut along the line and just cut it right down the line here. Or if I'm not feeling very comfortable in a straight line and cutting it on my own, then what I can do is there's some rulers over at the Collage Center, and you're just going to leave a section on your ruler or leave a section on your paper and then just whoop, straight line, and then you can go ahead and cut it out. Your choice on how you want to do that. All right, so I already have some long strips cut here, and I'm going to show you a couple different folds. My very favorite fold is the loop-de-loop fold. It kind of loops around like that. And then how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take one of these long strips and I'm going to wrap it around my pencil. I'm going to it might take just take just a minute to get it figured out, but I'm just going to hold it in place with my one finger, and I'm just going to wrap it around my pencil to get the paper to start to move in a loop-de-loop type fashion. It'll kind of loosen itself up here when I let it go. So now it's kind of all loose, but it's kind of holding its shape. All right, to get it to stick up, I need to create a tab on the end, a tab so it has a place to hold. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold the paper at the end. We can kind of see it there. Let's get really close. But I've just kind of folded a section in towards my loop-de-loop. Okay, I have to do it to the other end. And I'm going to fold it in. That way I have a place to glue. Then I'm going to have to be kind of patient here. This time, tiny itty-bitty baby dots of glue. But I want to cover almost that whole tab. I want to make sure that whole tab gets a nice coat of glue on it, because I have to hold my tabs. So I'm going to hold the tab in here, and I'm going to count to 30 seconds. I can also sing happy birthday, and I'm going to do it to the other side, and then I would sing and do happy birthday or count to 30 in my head. For the magic of movies, I'm going to pretend that 30 seconds has passed here, and I'm just going to go ahead and let it go, and it should stick up. Okay, Mrs. Nichols was really lucky that it sticked up. All right. The other fold I want to show you is a back and forth fold here. It's called a pleat or a zigzag. And what I'm going to do is it's just tabbing back and forth. So I'm going to fold it in with this tab, and then I'm going to fold it the opposite direction. I'm going to go back and forth with my tab, back and forth. I'm doing this really fast for the magic of movies. All right, then again, if my tab's weird like that and I have one side that didn't go in and it went out, so that I can glue it down, I want to make sure that I get those tabs in on the bottom so I have a place to glue it. And then I would glue it and count to 30 in my head. All right, so let's talk about your mini artwork. It said on my rubric that I needed to create a background and a foreground. Okay, well, in the last level, my background was like a sky or the ground. But in this case, my background is just shapes. So in my step 2, I decided to go with organic shapes. And I'm just going to cut like a base, a fun little base of how I want my background to look. And I would glue those down. And then I would take some of my folds and my loop-de-loops, and I could experiment with other things or try new things that weren't shown. And I can go ahead and glue on top and get those all glued down. Now, the other thing that it said that I needed to add details to my collage with other media when it's dry. If my collage is wet and there's glue sticking out and I got glue on the outside, then I'm not going to be able to use markers or oil, or I'm not going to be able to use other dry medias on top, like Sharpies or colored pencils. So when my collage is dry, so maybe I have to wait a day, then I can go over top and add fun detail lines, abstract lines that kind of give it a shape, kind of give it some definition. We can see here that there some of those details are. Some of them I decided to do details on the strips. That is Collage Level D. Happy creating!